college that lately got 6 children. 2 of them adopted, 1 of them special needs, so we know where rubber meets the road on many of the children's issues. My name is Gatewood Galbraith. I'm a candidate independent for governor. People say, Galbraith, you're a perennial candidate. And I say, well, Kentucky's got perennial problems. If the people who beat me the first time had solved the problems, I wouldn't have had to run again. But they didn't, and they haven't, and they can't. Because neither party can produce a candidate that can disengage from the partisanship long enough to work with the other side to get the job done. The leadership of the parties had their horns locked up like 2 white-tailed bucks fighting over territory while our business lays dead in the dust. And it's the partisanship that kills the progress in this state. And it's the corruption that keeps us poor. And how many of you all are out here demonstrating and politically active in something like this for the first time in your lives, in the Tea Party? How many of you are out here like that? Look at you. Look at where their dysfunctionality has driven us. You know, this state is dysfunctional. There's no doubt about it. We could come up with the greatest platform in the world and subject it up there to partisanship and Frankfurt, and it would get shredded beyond recognition. It wouldn't work, folks. I spoke at the first 3 Tea Party rallies in Kentucky. They were up in central Kentucky. And I was introduced by Mr. Jim Walters as the Tea Party profile. You know, so I went over to a Tea Party rally in Frankfurt last year. And one of the people said, well, thank you for joining us, Gatewood. And I said, what the hell do you mean, thank me for joining you? Where the hell have you been the last 30 years? I'm the one that's had to stand out in traffic with big yellow signs saying, look what they're doing to you. There's Gatewood out there playing in traffic again. This was what I was playing in traffic about. Trying to get your attention. Trying to tell you what they're doing to you. They're peeing down your leg trying to convince you it's raining. And they pretty well got you convinced. Y'all are actually going to vote Republican. I can't believe it. The parties are the problem. I like David Williams. David Williams is a really smart fellow. But if he wins governor, he's not going to get a thing through because it's going to be the same old partisanship that Democrats aren't going to let him. They just are not. And Mr. Beshear, he's the most ineffective, cowardly idea of what a governor should be that I've ever run across in my life. He snubbed the Navy SEALs down there at Fort Campbell. And when we started hitting him with it, I started hitting him first with it, and he could feel the body blows, and David took up the chant. So he runs over there to Afghanistan and Iraq to try to make good and hide behind the body of our military men and women for a mistake that he made. And I called him out on that fancy farm. And I told him that was like buying a room full of flyers for your wife after you've been caught cheating. And that was what it was. And I invited all the military to take a look at just what how callous that thing was. You know, and so I'd like to think that it picked up the military vote in that race. I said, I've got an honorable discharge, medical discharge, and honorable conditions from the Marines on Paris Island, had attack asthma, got discharged. But my heart's there, my head's there, and I'm proud of the military, proud of what they do. But I thought that was callous, so I was trying to shake him like the rat that he was. Cowardly, that was what it was. But that kind of cowardice keeps him from being able to make the kind of tough decisions that need to be made on behalf of Kentucky. And nobody in the party structure can make those decisions because they're afraid of the legacy. Everybody in the party's going, oh, you can't leave that legacy with us. You can't leave that legacy with us. I don't have a party. I don't want a party. The parties are the problem. We need a power outside the parties. And you, the Tea Party, are it. I've taken a lot of heat. People say, Galbraith, what are you doing? Those liberals say, oh, Galbraith, what are you doing? Attending Tea Party rallies. I said, well, I attend Democratic and Republican rallies too. I want votes from everybody. I want votes time we started talking about civility and statesmanship, not about who can muster the most guns and try to blow the other side off. That ain't gonna happen. I don't want you to replace the Democratic Party. I don't want you to replace the Republican Party. You all can be a party if you want, but I'm not looking to replace any party. I want them to shine. I want them to do right. I don't care what they call it, the Stumble Williams Act, the Williams Stumble Act. I don't care. Get the job done on behalf of the people. That's what needs to happen. And I'm not telling you, look, and the straight party ticket is killing us. The straight party ticket is the kind of thing that puts people like Blagojevich in office, puts people like Bashir in office. No merit. They'll not earn the office, just that straight party ticket's going to put them in. You know, that's what puts them in there. We can't do that anymore. We can't afford it in the state of Kentucky. Now, I am for smaller government, less taxes, and have been for a long time. You know, I want to take the government out of your bedroom, your bloodstream, your brain, your bladder, your billfolds, your back pocket, your internet, pull the board, put it back in a little box where they belong. I am a very Goldwater conservative. A lot of these neo-cons don't know what the heck conservative means. Conservative, the word conservative has been subjected to so much newspeak that the youngsters don't recognize what it is anymore. But let me give you a hint. Mitch McConnell and Newt Gingrich are not conservatives, they're aliens. Barry Goldwater would take me by the ear and let him behind a wood pile and thrash them for trying to pass off a bloated police state as a conservative law and order philosophy. It is not. These modern day Republicans never met a bloated police budget that they didn't enjoy and take a piece of. They're the ones who should be drawing lines against that kind of stuff. It's time that we start talking about the principles that made America great. Let me digress for just a second. Before this country came along, we were all property. You belong to the local king or the local queen or the local warlord, or you belong to the person who had the most gunpowder in the valley. And if they said off with your head, you were bought in and your head went. There was nobody to intercede on your behalf. But our founding fathers, in a moment of exquisite human insight and genius, accorded to us, its citizens, the recognition that we were endowed by our Creator with inalienable rights of life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness, having nothing to do with the government's ability to give or take it away. And for the first time in all of humankind's existence, people were lifted out of the status of property and given our own sovereignty, our own right to self-determination. And that's what this country was built on. They made it into, they set laws called the Constitution to try to keep the government in check so that they wouldn't impinge upon those rights of life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. But it is not a federal law. It's in the Declaration of Independence. So it's not a federal law. But the number one section of the Kentucky Constitution says that you have a right to life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. By God, and that's a principle we're going to follow in the policies of the Galvin-Raleigh administration. See if we can't bring Kentucky to some measure of greatness based upon the principles that made America great. The corruption is what keeps this state poor, folks, and the corruption is the payoffs that take place under the personal service contracts. Now, you notice all these ads that Mr. Bashir is running, they're paid for by your tax dollar. That's your tax dollar that's running those ads right now. Because what's happening is he's taking contributions for the big special interest and spending their money, but he's got to have to give them back tenfold. There are people right now who have bought off both the national and the local parties, both of them, giving big special interest money to have them set policy. And there's been policy being decided and set in this state by people who never said a pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America or to the republic for which it stands. They're not warm and fuzzy about us or our children or grandchildren. And they see the Constitution and the Bill of Rights as impediments to the implementation of a new world order and global economy. So they're right in there. I call them the petrochemical, pharmaceutical, military, industrial, transnational, corporate, fascist, elite SOBs. That's who they are. Hey, they destroyed the manufacturing base in the state of Kentucky. Destroyed the middle class in the state of Kentucky by their free trade stuff, where they allowed in all those Chinese-produced goods and Walmart, drove out the mom and pops out of the small town. You know, destroyed our economy, destroyed the manufacturing base. And let me tell you what your children are looking at, what your grandchildren are looking at as far as employment goes. Your children and grandchildren have been thrown open to employment competition with people halfway around the world who will work all day for a bowl of rice and a mat to sleep on. We have a thing called the Council for Economic Development in the state of Kentucky. It's the one that gives out tax incentives to get jobs to locate here. Gene Strong headed it up for about 25 years. In 1993, Gene Strong said publicly, I have a plan for every Kentuckian. By the year 2012, 80% of Kentuckians are going to be earning $8 an hour. How do you like it so far? Who's going to buy the houses? Who's going to buy the cars? Who's going to start the families? That's been where your tax dollar has been spent